All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Isaac Fontmoy, and I'm a program coordinator at the Kimmel Belonging and Engagement Hub here at SIUE. And again, thank you all so much for joining us here today. We're so happy to have you, and we're so happy to celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates. Before we start our program, let's invite those graduates to join us. So if you are able and would like, I invite you to stand and support the graduates as they process in. Graduates, please come in and celebrate with us. Right. I appreciate you all inviting our graduates in. You may all be seated, and welcome, graduates. We are thrilled to see your faces. As we get started here, I am aware that many units, groups, offices, and departments have helped the graduation celebrations become what they are today, and it's important to acknowledge that effort and support. So thank you to the Office of the Vice Chancellor for Anti-Racism, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and the Office of the Vice Chancellors for the Student Affairs. I would also like to say thank you to the staff of the Kimmel Belonging and Engagement Hub, who are all working behind the scenes to help plan and implement this event today. Specifically, I would like to give a big shout out to a parent, student, and one of K-Hub's very own, Ashley Jones, who is graduating this semester with a master's degree in exercise physiology. Thank you, Ashley. Yes, thank you again, Ashley. Thank you. I look to you, students, and I do say that we are honored that you have chosen to celebrate your accomplishments with us today. You have endured and you have reached a pivotal moment in your graduation. You have persisted, you have worked diligently, and we will be sure that you are recognized for such dedication. At this time, I'd like to direct your attention to our digital program booklets. So if you're with us in person, then the first few pages of our digital program booklet are what you hold in your hands today. This includes a listing of our graduates, and you'll also note on the program today a QR code. If you scan the QR code, you're able to access the full program booklet, which includes the graduates' pictures, biographical information, and messages to those who have been pivotal in their journey to their graduation today. For those who are unable to join with us today, either in person or viewing the live stream, graduates, be sure you direct your supporters to the same booklet listed on the Kimmel Belonging and Engagement Hub's websites under the Affinity Celebrations page, and remind them that they can view this event at any time on the channel where we are currently streaming, which is SIUE Kimmel Belonging and Engagement Hub on YouTube. While you may be browsing through the booklets, I want to take a brief moment to recognize members of our senior leadership here on campus. We are grateful to have their continued support at the Kimmel Belonging and Engagement Hub's programs, and especially this week as we celebrate our graduates. So thank you to the Chancellor, the Chancellor's Council, Dean of the SIUE Schools and Colleges, as well as our SIU system leadership. Before we get started, I do want to offer a little bit of context to what makes a non-traditional student non-traditional. We get asked a lot of questions about this, so I do want to offer a little information to those who may be a little unfamiliar. So the National Center for Education Statistics has identified 7 characteristics that are common to non-traditional students. To be considered a non-traditional undergraduate student, most share at least one or more of these factors. Those factors are that they did not immediately continue their education after graduating from high school, attended college only part-time, working full-time with 34 or more hours per week, are financially independent, have children or dependents other than your spouse, are a single parent, have a GED instead of a high school diploma, and are an undergraduate student who is 24 years or older. Those of you who are meeting one or several of these characteristics comprise an important part of the educational process. You provide a unique group of learners within the classes, programs, and services offered here at SIUE, and we are a much better institution because of your presence and the varied experiences that you bring to our community. We know that for many of you graduating, this has not been a singular experience. One story does not sum up all your experiences. Some of you might be single parents who attended school part-time, or you might be dividing your attention between a full-time job, family, and school. I'm quite confident that more than one of you worked a full day, had to write a paper after work, and somewhere in there found time to spend with your loved ones. You also got to sleep and eat. Because of the work you have taken to arrive here today, we're here to celebrate you at our 13th non-traditional graduation ceremony. One of your peers by the name of Mrs. Vivian Ward asked in 2017 what SIUE could do to continue to celebrate the accomplishments of non-traditional students as she herself was one. She was taking 1 to 2 classes a semester, working full-time and balancing being a mom and a wife. Through it all, she persisted. Vivian's story is no different than many of yours. However, because of her and the Non-Traditional Student Association on campus here at the time, we now have a tradition to celebrate the graduation of students just like you. And in the fall of 2018, the first graduation like this one occurred on this campus. So now that I've provided you with a little bit of context for today's celebration, I'm excited to share with you some background of today's keynote speaker. Dr. Latrice Lee Young is a humbled yet proud 3, soon to be 4-time alum of the illustrious Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. She began her career at the university during her sophomore year in high school when she was dual enrolled, so it just made sense for her to enroll here as an undergraduate, and her degrees include a Bachelor of Arts in Speech Communication with an English minor, a Master of Science in Sport Management, and a Master of Arts in Applied Communication Studies. It was the graduate faculty in English and Applied Communication Studies who inspired her to return to St. Lucie University and complete her doctoral degree, something that she wanted to do to honor her mother's memory. Dr. Young has spent the past 30 years taking her passion and making it happen, as she has worked in several capacities in student affairs, academic affairs, and enrollment management. She loves teaching students of varying ages in a variety of subjects like communication, English, literature, and sports management. Her present role is a program coordinator for the College Readiness Department here on campus, where she serves on an awesome team to help incoming freshmen make the transition to college. When she's not working, she enjoys spending time watching sports and nostalgic TV, listening to music, and spending time with family by going to the Fox, the Muni, and other avenues. Dr. Young is very excited to be here today, and we can't wait to hear from her now. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Latrice Young to the stage.
Good evening. How is everyone? Good. I kind of go off script just a little because I truly, as it says, it takes a village. This event throughout this whole week, all of these events did not happen alone. Stephanie, Lindy, and then some student workers, and I really have to give a special shout out to Isaac, this young man right here. They truly have done an awesome, phenomenal job in putting all of this together. So I would like to just give them shout outs. They've done a great job. And if I had my way, I'd give them extra Christmas presents. Maybe the chancellor can give them bonuses or something because they've done a great job. So welcome, welcome, welcome. The first welcome is to the children, families, and friends of today's graduates, because you all, in true cheerleader fashion, have provided a great deal of support and understanding for the graduate for whom you're here today. You all have been right there encouraging them and providing, as one of my former supervisors used to say, those layers of support. You have truly provided those layers of support for your graduate. The second welcome is to the university administration, who kindly answered Mrs. Ward's query a few years ago, as you heard, about a program to celebrate the accomplishment and the graduation accolades of non-traditional students, and to the staff and faculty without whom we would not be here at all. And I kind of wish they would have had this like spring of 2018, but that's when I graduated, but that's okay. I'll survive. And so the third and most important welcome is to the very group of individuals for whom we are here today. Our non-traditional, and I'm going to use my own definition, sagely seasoned graduates, because all of you are sagely seasoned graduates of the class of 24. And as they always say, you say the best for last, the best. Saving the best for last. So not only do I welcome you to your ceremony, but I also welcome you to the following clubs. Nationally, according to the most recent census, only 37.5% of citizens throughout this country have bachelor's degrees, and 14.4% have master's degrees. And you have just joined those ranks. Statewide, according to Statista, only 22.8% of Illinois residents have earned bachelor's degrees, and 15.5% of Illinois citizens have master's degrees. Countywide, I'm going to make it really local, 30.4% have a bachelor's degree or higher in St. Clair County, and 33.7 have a bachelor's degree or higher in Madison County. Truly, each of you are scholars in the midst as a result. Or as Gen Z say, you can now flex. You can now flex. Again, welcome to each of you in your respective places, especially you all as graduates and as a fellow non-traditional student / lifelong learner. I am truly a devoted lifelong learner, and I am Buzz Lightyear, infinity and beyond proud of each of you. Now, I could very well depart on that note, but I would be remiss if I did not share some words of inspired wisdom for an occasion such as this. As I continue on, today is solely about my standing in academic solidarity with occasion with the one word that makes the most sense for today: success. As one of my former professors would say, let's take a closer read at this word. And as I heard a workshop facilitator once say, make it relevant for the students. So being the good lifelong learner that I am, I took a closer read of the word success. And I'm thinking, again, make it relevant for you all as graduates. So let's reflect down memory lane. The first S has a triple fold meaning. First, it stands for story. And second, it stands for start. Lastly, S stands for steps, as in next steps. My mother used to wake us up with this question: what's your story, Morning Glory? May she rest in peace. Now, in my 8-year-old mind, when she would ask that question, I'm like, I just want to go to school and learn reading and math. That's all I want to do today. I know I had a story. But then, of course, as you grow up, you begin to think, that does make sense. You have a story. You do have a story. And years later, I would learn that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby of Marvel University fame, they would incorporate a concept known as the origin story of the superpowers of all of those Marvel characters. Each Marvel character has a superpower, which is akin to each of you. Your story, all of you, it started your story of how you started your matriculation here. Now, within the past few years, each of you chose to do what the poet Robert Frost, 1915, via the poem The Road Not Taken, encourages us all to do: start at the fork in the road. Another famous orator, Reverend turned civil rights leader and writer, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., also inspired us in 1962 to take the step, even when you don't know the whole staircase, even when you don't see the whole staircase. These words were written by men whose paths probably didn't cross, but have the common thread about starting a story, a goal, a journey with a step. And that is what each of you did. You started on this journey here at 6 Hairpin Drive, where your application with transcripts, letters, etc., was submitted to the admissions office, processed, and then you waited. Now, the start of your origin story is probably one of the following. One, you were an empty nester with your children grown and gone, and you were like, now what? What do I do with my life? Or perhaps you wanted to advance in your career, and you thought, do I stay in status quo? Or do I get the degree and ascend the ladder to a promotion? Or you found yourself in the predicament I was in 10 years ago when my job with the government ended, and I found myself thinking, what do I do with my life now? So, regardless of the start of your story, one thing is certain: you took the next steps. However, it did not end there, so let's go to the you. You understood your assignment. You understood your assignment. As students applying for admissions, paying tuition and fees, that's just the beginning. Anybody can do that. Oh no, we, because I still include myself in that demographic, all of you, we all put in that work. And work is what each of you did. Recall that first time you drove to campus and you were nervous, butterflies were in your stomach, and all kinds of thoughts ran through your mind. How will I do? Will my professors like me? Will I like them? How do I ask questions? Do I raise my hand? The list goes on and on. You arrived to campus, you walked to class, and you waited for class to start. Class then finally began. Your professor was referencing the syllabus, and you saw all of those assignments and the due dates. The professor asked if there were any questions, and then he or she or they asked answered accordingly, and you proceeded to lecture. You understood some of what they were talking about, and you figured you'd catch up later on. The next 2 to 3 classes for different disciplines went the same way, and you said you saw more assignments. What did I get myself into? What did I get myself into? Forget lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. Instead, you had homeworks, tests, and Blackboard. Oh, why? Why did I do this? You thought, why did I get myself into this? Make this decision to return to enroll in school. How are you going to handle all of these assignments and work full time and still be mom and dad and play other roles in your life? But you did it. You did it. Give yourselves a round of applause. You did it. Each of you tapped into that inner superpower of dedication, resilience, and innate vision, and became empowered, that drive to complete that first semester. Then you had the nerve to come back. You had the nerve to come back. And another semester, and another semester. And then you kept replicating that return, which finds you here right to this day. And so that brings us to the CNC in success. That Latin phrase, veni vidi vici, so I'm going to use the English version, came and you conquered. You did. You came and you conquered. You assess all of those assignments mentioned above, analyzing a case study, editing an essay, writing a research paper. Thank you, Dr. Brooks, for making me do that hard work. That's my professor back there. Preparing for midterms and focusing on the finals, and let us know. Discussion board. We know you did some variation of all of those assignments during your entire matriculation, paying your dues time after time. Sometimes perhaps you found yourself in the writing center with a math tutor or with someone in supplemental instruction. In essence, if you needed the help, you reached out and asked. In conclusion, the first 4 letters of success summarizes our lives as non-traditional students. We started, took the next steps, continued to allow our story to evolve, and then you understood all of your assignments, which allowed you to come to SIU and conquer your goals. So much for reflection down memory lane. You're now positioned for the next phase, the E, the S, and the S, AKA the reward. That reflection was something, but that reward is better. That reward is so much better. So starting with the E, you've earned your right to enjoy. You're going to enjoy a treat for yourselves. Treat yourselves to that mani-pedi, ladies. You all in men too. I can do it too, but a dinner, a show at the Fox, Stiefel, the movies, whatever. You have earned that right to treat yourselves. And then share my story. The next S, happily step into the Vidal Bean Center next week. Hopefully all of you are going to walk next week. All of you are going to walk next week, right? Yes, good. I don't like when people say, I'm not going to walk. No, you've earned that. You have earned that. So step into the Vidal Bean Center next week during graduation as if you know you're supposed to be there. And I want to share one of my professors, my department chair, who's not here. A few years ago, spring of 2018, I literally was doubting myself. It was my last semester chronologically, but I was doubting myself. And he told me I was getting ready to defend my comprehensive exams, Dr. Duff Roble, he's our academic chair for ACS. And he said, Lee, you're in the room. I will never forget that. You're in this room, but you're going to be in that room next week. That's going to be the best room. That was your goal when you got here. That was your goal. And then as you are stepping in the VC, do so with a song playing in your mind or in your ear if you have AirPods or something. I got that idea nearly 20 years ago when a player for the Cardinals used to have a walk-up song. It was Return to the Mac. And it's supposed to empower them psychologically. So mark my words, when you step into that graduation next week, it's going to be one of the most exciting times of your lives. So why not have your own personal song playing in your ear? And before I close, for those who registered by last week, I have gift bags back there with your names on them. Our department student worker program assistant is back there helping. So the Hershey's Kiss and the Hershey's represent how sweet it is to accomplish a goal. The cupcakes are from the best bakery in the world in Collinsville, Cruder. So perfect excuse to get you a cupcake. And the tissues, I'm sorry, the tissue paper is for next week when you cry tears of joy. And the mug, well, you can use whatever drink you want to put in that mug, but I won't tell you what to do. So in closing, I just want to reiterate how proud I am of each of you, my fellow non-traditional students / sagely seasoned graduates. And to celebrate, I want you to practice your stepping with one of my favorite celebratory songs by the band Queen, We're the Champions. And you say to yourself, I am the champion. That, and so many blessings to each of you. Enjoy your graduation and your Christmas holiday. And so.
Well, thank you again, Dr. Young. Can we give up one more round of applause for Dr. Young? All right. We are so grateful to have you here today, and thank you for sharing your thoughts and encouragement again. We greatly appreciate your message. So now we have reached the most exciting moment in our event today. That is the moment we get to celebrate and recognize each graduate individually. So momentarily, we will ask our graduates to stand by row and proceed to the side of the stage. Graduates, you will receive your cord and you will be able to pick up your certificate at the end of the ceremony at the same table that you checked in at. As you cross the stage, our campus photographer, Howard, will be taking your picture, so feel free to pose as you would like. There's also a camera at the end of the stage that is video streaming, so feel free to send a little wave to that camera's direction if you would like as well. We'll then ask you to proceed back to your seats and wait for the other graduates in your row to be seated. To our guests, as we read the names of the graduates and they cross the stage, we will also be sharing a PowerPoint with each graduate's names. Those of you that are here are more than welcome to cheer, come close to the stage, and take your own pictures as your graduate crosses the stage. Once the names of all the graduates are shared, I will ask everyone in attendance to make all the cheers, claps, and extraordinary celebration sounds you would all like once we are all cheered out, and then we will continue to carry on our ceremony. Graduates, as your name is called, please know that we see you, we honor you, and we celebrate you. As mentioned, you will be receiving your cord from Dr. Young as you cross the stage. All graduates will wear this cord sizes. We will now begin recognizing our students. So at this time, we ask our graduates to stand as directed and proceed to the podium on the side of the stage. Starting with our bachelors, we have Rachel Arcilla with a Bachelor of Science and a major in nursing. Jenna Best, Bachelor of Science with a major in Business Administration. Emily Farrell, Bachelor of Science in Accounting with a major in Accountancy. Hannah Harlan, Bachelor of Science with a major in Psychology and a minor in Health Society and Human Condition. Kyle Hazelwood, Bachelor of Science with a major in Mass Communications, a concentration in Media Production, and a minor in Applied Communication Studies. Eileen Knost, Bachelor of Science with a major in Anthropology and a minor in Native American Studies. Dareen Majdi Mahmood, a Bachelor of Science with a major in Nursing and a double minor in Forensic Sciences and Nutrition. Kyle Mullen, Bachelor of Science with a major in Mass Communications, a concentration in Advertising and Strategic Media, and a minor in Business Administration. Alyssa Snyder, Bachelor of Science with a major in nursing. Shalini Travis, Bachelor of Science with a major in integrative studies. Sheila Harper, Bachelor of Science with a major in public health and a minor in nutrition. And now we are on to our master's degree. Melissa Danae Herzberg, Master of Science with a major in media studies and a post-baccalaureate in digital media literacy. All right, at this moment, we ask everyone make some noise for our graduates and let's celebrate together. So graduates, thank you all again for your participation. As you go out into the world and make your mark, remember that you are a proud SIUE Cougar and you have left a legacy here on this campus and in the hearts of those you encountered while a student here. To remind you a little bit about you are always a Cougar, we have a message from John Ciampos of the SIUE Alumni Association Board of Directors and two-time SIUE alumni. Please join me in welcoming John to the stage.
Right. So, don't know if this is the right page here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Sorry. As Isaac just mentioned, my name is John Ciampos, and I serve as the Vice President of Finance on the Executive Committee of the SIUE Alumni Association Board of Directors. And really excited to be here tonight. This is the second or third time that I've spoke. I was also a non-traditional student myself, so I'm always happy to come back and share a few words with you and get to see everyone. So would like to congratulate you on earning your degree from SIUE. You should be very proud of your accomplishments, and I commend you on all your hard work and commitment to your education. As soon as you cross the commencement stage next week, you'll become an official lifetime member of the SIUE Alumni Association. No dues are required. You'll be joining more than 120,000 members of our alumni family, spanning across the country and around the world, where you'll no doubt join with our fellow alumni in making significant contributions to your respective professions and communities. I encourage you to remain actively engaged with our university through the Alumni Association. The Alumni Association will keep you informed about the university and encourage you to get involved in activities and initiatives either through campus, on campus, or through one of our now many chapters and networks across the country. Finally, I hope you'll join me and the Alumni Association at the Always a Cougar graduation celebration on Thursday, December 12th for a toast to your success as you begin the next chapter in your SIUE. As you celebrate a valued member of the Southern Illinois University alumni family. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, John. As we mentioned earlier, graduates were able to submit messages of thanks to faculty, staff, mentors, friends, and family who have been instrumental in their success here at SIUE. We know that it often takes the love and the care of those around us to encourage them to complete their degree and make it to graduation. So the messages you graduates shared to those who are members of your care team are included in the program booklet mentioned earlier in this program. However, we also want to honor those of you here today who have supported these students. So please join me in a celebratory moment, thanking these individuals and their care team for the support, direct and indirect contributions to our SIUE student success. At this time, we will have closing remarks from one of your very own, Hannah Harlan. Hannah is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Psychology. She transferred to SIUE in the fall of 2021 and has balanced full-time work with full-time classes throughout her academic journey. Hannah served as a social psychology undergraduate teaching assistant, supporting students and assisting with course materials, research, and data analysis. Hannah has also completed an internship at Addiction Treatment Strategies, specializing in addiction neuroscience, where she participated in therapy sessions and explored the connection between nutrition and neuropsychology in the recovery process. In addition to her academic achievements, Hannah presented her research on judgment and decision-making to the psychology department in the spring of 2024. Please join me in welcoming Hannah Harlan to the stage.
I have to make it a little shorter. Just fair warning, I'm a big crybaby, so I might cry. I want to start by saying how truly proud I am to stand with all of you tonight. Each of you embodies an incredible strength and resilience that has carried you through this journey. As a fellow non-traditional student, I know that it hasn't been easy, and despite all obstacles, you carried through to the finish line. As we reflect on this achievement, let's take a moment to honor the people who stood beside us along the way. Behind every graduate is a village of supporters who uplifted us when things fell out of reach. They were there after a tough exam, a disappointing grade, or a presentation that didn't go as planned. They reminded us to keep going, even when the doubt seemed to eclipse the sun that is success. For many of us, those supporters dedicated time and energy to help us get here. Maybe it was a spouse taking on an extra shift to help us make this dream a reality, a friend staying up late to study with us after their own long day, or a sibling who reminded us just how extraordinary it was to continue to choose education, regardless of the obstacles that stood in your way. Without their love, sacrifices, and unyielding belief in us, this moment might not have been possible. Let us also take time to recognize our professors. Their guidance, patience, and encouragement were vital in shaping our success. They challenged us to grow, inspired us to aim higher, and reminded us of the power of education. Finally, and most importantly, I encourage each of you to take a moment to thank yourselves. While we've been fortunate to have the support of others, it was our own determination, hard work, and unwavering drive that truly brought us to this moment. None of this would have been possible without the sacrifices we made. The sleepless nights, the moments when we were not sure we could continue, and the resilience we had to summon time and time again. As a fellow non-traditional student, I knew our journey wasn't the typical college experience many might imagine. There were times where I may have looked at others who were able to follow a more traditional path with envy. Yet our experiences have been just as meaningful, perhaps even more so. When you reflect on this time in your life, I hope you carry with you the pride you feel in this moment. Yes, we've had a village of supporters, but it was you who woke up before the 12-hour shift to get in the study time. It was you who spent your only day off studying at the library until 8 o'clock at night. And it was you who showed up time and time again for yourself and for your future. You brought yourself here, and no one can ever take that away from you. You are the author of your own success, and today is a culmination of that irreversible effort. So let's take this moment to honor you because this is your achievement and you've earned every bit of it. As Isaac stated before, the National Center for Education Statistics defines a non-traditional student as someone who meets at least one of the following characteristics: did not continue education immediately after graduating high school, attends college part-time, works full-time, is financially independent, has children or dependents other than a spouse, is a single parent, earned a GED instead of a high school diploma, and is an undergraduate student age 24 or older. Each of us fits this criteria in one or more ways, and while our paths to our degrees may have looked different, it is precisely these experiences, balancing jobs, families, and responsibilities, that make our accomplishments even more extraordinary. So let us celebrate not just our degrees, but our unique paths we took to achieve them. Now, as I close, I want to leave you with a quote that I came across on social media written by an unknown author. I dream of never being called resilient again in my life. I'm exhausted by strength. I want support, I want softness, and I want ease. I want to be amongst kin, not patted on the back for how well I take a hit, or Was that all of it? I'm sorry, I didn't realize I may have. Oh, thank you. He's got a backup. See this guy? Thank you. All right. All right. As graduation gets closer, my wish for all of you is that you finally experience the softness and ease that you so deserve. You've put in the work, you've earned this degree, and now it's time to allow yourself time to bask in the joy of this accomplishment. Take a moment to rest, to soak in the pride of what you've achieved. And when you're ready, I hope you take on your next extraordinary task with confidence. Because if you've done this, through all the hardships you've faced, you can do anything. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you so much, Hannah, again. And I'm just going to say it again, can we give one more round of applause for her? That was amazing. So thank you one more time to all of you who have joined us here today at this non-traditional student graduation ceremony. Thank you one more time to our senior leadership for attending, our speakers for offering insights and inspiration to our students. And most of all, thank you students for participating today and dedicating yourselves to your education so you could be here at the finish line. Most importantly, thank you for all you have done here at this institution and the lasting impression that you leave at this institution. We are very excited for the bright future ahead for each and every one of you. Quick announcements as you leave. Graduates, please remember to stop by the certificate table that you checked in at to pick up your certificates on the way out. Graduates, we also ask if you could stick around momentarily so we could get a group picture with our photographer. All other attendees, you are welcome to get all the pictures you would like at the SIUE background and here on stage as we conclude. And we also ask that you join us just next door for a reception with our refreshments and food. With that being said, one final congratulations on your success, graduates. Go out into the world, be yourself, and be great. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and enjoy your evening.